Welcome to TheoTrade. My name is Jeff White, and as we come into the final few days of the year, I just want to caution you about your trading. You see, lots of people just find themselves more readily available to trade for a variety of reasons this time of year, and maybe you're one of those people. Maybe you've got some holidays left and you don't want to let those pass you by. Maybe you've got some sick days left. Suddenly I don't feel so well. And if you don't use them, you lose them. We would never want that to happen. Or maybe you've got some family and they're overstaying their welcome just a little bit and you've just got to get away. And then you remember, hey, trading is a little bit of a private matter. So you think you might just slip away and fire off a few orders. Well, hey, I don't blame you, but if you are gonna go there, let me offer you a little food for thought. Just because you're available to trade the market, whether it's over the holidays or any other time of the year, doesn't necessarily mean you should be overly active in the market. I'll say it again. Just because you can trade doesn't mean that you should trade. So always check the conditions before you start clicking away on that order screen. Make absolutely sure that the right conditions are present for your particular style of trading, whatever that may be. If you like momentum, ensure that it's there. If you like to fade the small moves, look for that kind of choppy, range-bound price action that's so beneficial for that style of trading. And just in general, check out things like the movement of the stock that you're considering a trade in. For example, I've got Twitter pulled up here and we can see that this thing has just kind of been trending its way lower here in recent weeks. It has not yet tagged this low that it set back in August, but it's approaching that. And so you can kind of identify some key levels or maybe some prevalent trends that are in place and help you gauge the momentum of stocks that you may be looking to trade in. And if you're trading options, you definitely want to go over to this trade tab here and you want to look at your columns here and set one of them to volume, because you want to know that you're not the only one involved in those particular contracts that maybe you're aiming to trade. You need a fair, tight, liquid market in which to transact, and sometimes that just isn't going to be there, but this will tell you right off the bat whether it is or isn't. You also should pull up a chart of the futures, and you should watch these very closely on a regular basis, especially intraday, and look at the price action and see what's going on. I mean, are we making lows? Are we making highs? Are we trending higher or lower or to the right? Are we rolling over? Are we starting to kind of curl up to the upside? Whatever it is, take a look and you're going to see if it's lively and erratic or if it's dull and messy. And then you're going to have a better idea whether you should or should not take action based on the time frame that you trade. Look for key levels of support or resistance that may be starting to form. For example, I can look here on the intraday futures chart. I've got the NASDAQ on the lower pane. I've got the S&P on the upper pane. But in both cases, I can see that there is some well-defined resistance up here that was set very early this morning and then tested not too long after the open and kind of mid-morning. And that's still holding in place as intraday resistance. But look for those key levels of support that may be in place, because they're likely to be respected, or they could prompt some more powerful moves if they're crossed. I mean, even if you aren't trading index-based products, keep in mind that the correlation nowadays is unprecedented between the broad market and individual stocks. And the futures are going to be the closest thing that you'll ever find to a leading indicator. Look, you can still hang out, you can observe the market and avoid your house visitors if that's what you want. That's up to you. But don't dig yourself an unnecessary hole in your account just for the sake of getting active, especially right here at the end of the year. Even taking a quick once-over like I've demonstrated can really help you to determine whether or not it's a day to jump in, or if your time would be better spent reviewing, let's say, your trades of the past few months or the past year. And determining just which kinds of trades made you the most money and which ones cost you the most money. Keep in mind I said which types of trades, not which specific trades, because you might say, oh, I love XYZ or I hate ABC, and those may just be based on one particular trade that you made in them. Go back and review all your trades as a whole and determine which ones helped you the most and cost you the most. And that's going to give you an excellent head start on your trading going into the new year. Look at every kind of variable that you can possibly think of to separate your trades into some groups and study your results and see what you can learn from them. You might find, for example, that the shorter time frames just aren't your thing. Maybe you discover that you really do well trading index-based products instead of individual stocks, or vice versa. Whatever it is, you never know what you're going to find until you get in there and dig around just a little bit, but you've got to do it. So as we jump into the new year, you're going to have some goals set for yourself, whether those goals are results oriented, like your win rate or your overall P&L, or maybe you set some process oriented goals, which I'm also, by the way, a very big fan of doing. And those may involve things like the type of research routine that you're going to want to adhere to each day or each week. All of those things are worthwhile as guides for what you want to do and where you want to go in the year ahead. But it begins with learning some things from the year behind us. That way, you'll set those goals much more appropriately. So make your time count in these final few days of the year. Jump in there, make some trades, get active if you see what you like. But in case you don't, remember that devoting a little bit of time and effort toward recognizing your strengths and weaknesses is going to help ensure that the year ahead is characterized by your all-around improvement. And going forward, you're going to be learning a lot here at TheoTrade. So let me also encourage you to just keep a list of a few areas of your trading where you know you need some improvement to better round out your skills as a trader, because we're here to help you do exactly that.